Ban on gender dysphoria treatments. Good evening and welcome to ABC Action News at 5. I'm Jamison Mueller.
And I'm Wendy Ryan. Thank you for joining us. A federal judge is now deciding whether to halt Florida's ban on those treatments for transgender kids. The ban was approved last year by the state medical board, and the governor signed that bill into law this week.
But the plaintiffs in this case say the ban is unconstitutional and will harm kids seeking treatment. Our Capitol reporter Forrest Saunders joins us live from Tallahassee tonight. And Forrest, this ruling could have huge implications.
Yeah, that's absolutely right, Jamison. And it all happened just a few blocks from where I'm standing right now, just up the road from the state capitol behind me. The hearing itself, short and sweet today, but if the judge rules in favor of the plaintiffs, we could have broad-ranging impacts all across the state of Florida.
There you go.
It was just Wednesday when Florida's governor put his name on that ban against gender dysphoria treatments for minors.
We need to let our kids just be kids, and we have a very crazy age that we live in.
The new law gels with restrictions Florida's medical boards put in place for doctors last year, but adds criminal penalties if a physician prescribes hormone therapy, puberty blockers, or surgery to transgender patients under 18. A federal judge on Friday now mulling whether the rules and law are unconstitutional and should be put on hold for violation of the nation's equal protection clauses in the 14th Amendment. Attorneys representing at least 3 minors and their parents say the children seeking these treatments will suffer irreparable harm without access.
Walking out, I feel optimistic. As I said, the judge really understands the legal issues.
Jennifer Levi is among the plaintiff's attorneys. They're asking for a broad injunction from the court that would impact the entire state. That's despite Judge Robert Hinkle, a Clinton appointee, warning his decision might only apply to the minors listed. Levi still sees it as a win, however, as the case's broader legal challenge moves forward.
That sends a really important message to the healthcare providers throughout Florida about the hopeful demise of this state statute.
Attorneys for the state didn't comment following the hearing. In court and in filings, they argued the legislature and med boards have the authority to make the changes. They consider the treatments experimental, saying they, quote, come with potentially negative and permanent health consequences.
Well, I think it's fantastic that they've added the bill to this, because this may force these medical organizations who claim that there's science behind this to actually produce it.
State Rep Randy Fine carried the ban during this year's legislative session. He refutes that the treatments are safe and beneficial, despite backing from groups like the American Medical Association. Fine says his new law protects against what he considers child abuse.
You're allowed to be stupid in this country. So there's no desire to stop this for adults. Children, it's a whole different story. You can't get a tattoo. You shouldn't be able to cut your breasts off.
Judge Hinkle said he would review things before issuing a ruling. He didn't offer a timeline, but suggested he wanted to move quickly on the issue.
Now, an important note here is that there is a similar case coming out of Alabama that's already before the 11th Circuit Court of Appeals. So depending on what happens up there in the higher court, we'll have to wait to see what happens and what those impacts may be here in Florida. Jamison?
And Forrest, this lawsuit adds to an already pretty full table of tasks for the governor that he has to deal with right now. Throw on top of that an expected run for the president. How does the governor and his team plan to handle all of this balance here?
Well, I think that's a great question. I mean, yes, you're absolutely right. He's still leading the 3rd largest state in the union, and then he might be announcing this 2024 presidential bid. That's a lot of stuff to handle. I mean, if you're talking just about the state issues that he still has to get through, we still have that big election reform bill that has yet to receive his signature or get even on his desk. And then, of course, the budget, that $117 billion fiscal spending plan for next year, that hasn't gotten his veto list. It hasn't gotten a signature yet. And that's obviously one of the biggest, most crucial bills that would go through the governor. He has to get that done. And so a lot of people are wondering if that's going to come before he announces. So next week is getting a lot of focus as we wait to see if Governor DeSantis does file that paperwork for 2024. Jamison?
Well, certainly a lot on his plate. All right, Forrest Saunders reporting live for us in Tallahassee tonight. Forrest, thank you.